Assalamu Alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters in Halal Radar. Welcome to today's explainer. Most of us just see Altoids as this tiny, innocent-looking breath mint sitting in that classic metal tin at the checkout line. But here's the kicker. The real concern we're looking at today isn't the minty flavor, it's not the sugar, and it's definitely not the peppermint oil. Okay, let's dive into this.
We're tackling a very direct, incredibly important question today. Are Altoids halal or haram? And look, this really matters. Altoids are absolutely everywhere, right? They're super popular, easy to find, and honestly, a lot of Muslims probably consume them without ever checking the ingredients. But as consumers who care about halal, we don't just ask, hey, does this taste good? We've got to ask, where is this actually coming from? What's hiding inside? And most importantly, is it pure for us to consume? Section 1. Investigating the ingredients. Breaking down the classic mint to see exactly what Mars Wrigley puts inside.
So let's look at the standard ingredient list for the classic peppermint Altoids. We've got sugar, gum arabic, natural flavors, which includes peppermint oil, and gelatin. If you flip over a tin of the cinnamon Altoids, you're looking at a pretty similar list. Sugar, gum arabic, artificial flavor, gelatin, and red 40. Now, I want to clear something up right off the bat. Sugar, not a problem at all. Gum arabic is plant-based, so that's generally halal. Peppermint oil is absolutely fine. And even red 40, which, some folks avoid for health reasons, isn't our primary halal concern here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the ingredient that changes the whole shebang is tucked right down at the end. Yep, the real issue is one single, small ingredient hidden near the bottom of that label: gelatin. This one little addition literally changes the entire status of this mint. Section 2. The problem with gelatin. Why this ingredient matters for Muslims. Let's look at this stark definition for a second. For a Muslim, gelatin is a massive red flag because of what it actually is. It's a substance usually made from animal skin, bones, or connective tissue. And boom, that right there is the aha moment. We're not talking about simple plant extracts and sugars anymore. We are talking directly about animal origins. Let's break down exactly why this is such a major problem. It all comes down to the source. If that gelatin comes from pork, it is strictly haram. No way around it. If it comes from an animal that wasn't slaughtered according to Islamic law, a non-zabiha animal, then it's a serious halal concern. Literally, the only time it's okay is if it is a halal-certified gelatin. Now, because these classic Altoids clearly list gelatin, completely lack any halal certification, and some halal-focused sources strongly suspect the gelatin used is actually pork-derived, well, as consumers, we absolutely cannot assume this gelatin is acceptable. Islamically, we apply a very careful, very beautiful principle when dealing with our food. When a product contains a doubtful animal-derived ingredient and there's no clear halal certification, a Muslim should just avoid it. As the beautiful prophetic teaching tells us, leave what is doubtful for what is not doubtful. Applying this principle in our everyday lives, even with something as tiny as a breath mint, protects our deen, it protects our bodies, and it protects our hearts. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean every single product with the name Altoids slapped on it is automatically haram? Well, no. Actually, scratch that. It's more like you just have to look at the specific product. Different Altoids versions can have completely different ingredients. While the classic peppermint and cinnamon varieties absolutely contain gelatin right there on the ingredient list, some of the sugar-free or Arctic varieties might not have that same gelatin issue. In fact, certain halal databases even list those specific sugar-free varieties separately. But man, you must exercise immense caution with those classic mints.
Section 3. The Halal Radar Verdict. The final ruling on classic Altoids. So, the crucial point is we need a definitive answer based on everything we've just investigated.
Here is the Halal Radar verdict, and it is clear and unambiguous. Avoid. You should absolutely avoid them because classic Altoids contain uncertified animal-derived gelatin. As we established, without a reliable halal certification, that gelatin could very well be coming from pork or non-halal slaughtered sources. They just do not meet the standard for permissible consumption. Now, I want to take a quick second to address something really important, and I mean this with genuine empathy. If you're watching this explainer right now and thinking, oh no, I literally just ate these, please, do not panic. Islam is not here to make life impossible for us. If you unknowingly ate them, simply ask Allah for forgiveness, learn from this moment, and just be more careful moving forward. Our faith teaches us to be conscious, careful, and sincere. Knowledge is just the tool we use to do better next time.
Section 4. Practical steps for consumers. Let's move to and see how this builds into exact, actionable advice on how to protect your halal when you're out shopping. So here is exactly what you should do practically before you buy. Step 1. Always check the exact flavor and label. Like we saw, ingredients change completely between varieties. Step 2. Specifically scan that label for the word gelatin. If you see it and there's no reliable halal certification stamp, just avoid it. And hey, even if you do find a version without gelatin, you still need to check for things like alcohol-based flavorings or other animal-derived additives. Finally, step 3. When in doubt, just choose a halal-certified mint instead. There are plenty of great alternatives out there.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Is protecting your halal worth more than a few minutes of fresh breath? I mean, of course it is. My dear brothers and sisters, this is exactly why Halal Radar exists. Sometimes a front label looks completely innocent, but the real truth is hiding right there in the ingredients list. May Allah protect us from the doubtful and guide us to what is pure. Make sure to follow Halal Radar for more clear halal and haram answers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.